The clean air zone is gone. The CAS is over. Fantastic news. If only our mayor would have listened to the people several years ago instead of wasting hundreds of millions of pounds and annoying everybody in Greater Manchester, especially the businesses he was going to penalise, that he was going to bankrupt. But let's forget about that. Let's talk about what he said yesterday. The cheek of this man. He said he's going to clean up the air now quicker than charging motorists. If that's possible, why didn't he do this several years ago? Why has he wasted hundreds of millions of pounds of our money, not his money, our tax money, on a scheme when in his back pocket was a better scheme to clean up the air quicker that wasn't going to cost us any money? Me and you, driving our cars and our vans. Absolutely silliness. That's all this is. This is a career politician who's now trying to spin his PR machine so it sounds like he never wanted this in the first place. This was his idea. He wanted Parliament to implement the clean air zones, and if they did, he wanted Greater Manchester to have one. That's all on public record. And when the government said we needed one, they didn't say he had to charge us. They just said, clean up your air. So he said, oh, I'll clean up my air all right, mate. But I'm going to charge everybody to do it because I'm a public servant. And public servants need paying. And I need a war chest. I need money in my pocket so I can spend it on what I want to spend it on. To make me look fantastic. To make me king of the north. That's why he wanted the money rolling in. So he could spend it on his pet projects. So he can become Prime Minister. That's all Andy Burnham has ever wanted, was to be Prime Minister. And in itself, a fantastic aim, aspiration, having a dream, following through. Fantastic for the man. Nothing wrong in having a dream. Nothing wrong in wanting to be Prime Minister. The problem is who you have to step on along the way to get to town, to 10 Downing Street. That's the problem. Now, we've not got the clean air zone anymore now. So what are we going to do with the cameras? Good question. What are we going to do with the cameras? Because who comes after Andy Burnham? Who's going to be the mayor after he decides he's moving to Westminster? We can't leave all the infrastructure in place. Because all that will happen is the next mayor or the mayor after that mayor under a Labour government will just go, oh, what's this switch for? And his lackeys will say to him or her, that's the switch to start charging motorists. And you can make a fortune out of this. You can spend all that money on whatever you want to. Oh, I'm flicking that switch. 2 days later, we've got clean air zones, we've got pay per mile, we've got a ULEZ, we've got 15-minute cities. We can't leave the infrastructure in place. My initial thought was, great, let's hand all the cameras over to the police. But a politician could just claim all those cameras back. It's a danger to leave all the infrastructure in place. That's why I, if elected mayor next year, will be pulling down all the infrastructure. We can't have it. We can't leave it there. It's a clear and present danger to our future, to our freedom. It won't stay. So, congratulations, Andy Burnham, for finally listening to the people and finally catching up to where the people are. I'd say you stole my policy, but you haven't. You're more afraid of the people than me. So well done, changing your mind, U-turn. Nothing wrong in politicians doing U-turns. If we criticise them too much for doing U-turns, then they'll never turn. And we want them to turn. But we need to remember whose idea this was. We need to remember who wanted to bring this in the first place, who wanted to charge motorists. Do not let career politicians brainwash you into believing what they want you to believe. This is all Andy Burnham's fault. He wanted it. So the next election on the 2nd of May, make sure you remember that. Because he's only stopped this because of people power. He only stopped this because the people were going crazy. And then he saw what was happening in London. And to be fair, he's not as mental as the London mayor. But he didn't do this because he wanted to. He's been forced into this position. Remember that in the next election. And if you like what I have to say, I could be your mayor. We need a new sheriff in town. See you soon. If you like that video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and comment. And if you like what I'm saying about running for Mayor of Greater Manchester, then stick around, tell your family, tell your friends. The only way I'm going to have a chance of winning is a grassroots movement. So be part of that movement and hit that bell. Thanks.